On the fourth day of Axemas, my true love watched with me. Hey, and welcome to another 12 Days of Axemas. That's right, we are coming back to Silent Night, Deadly Night, Part 3. Yes, that's Part 3 for all of those non-French speaking peoples. This is from 1989, and it's Silent Night, Deadly Night 3, Better Watch Out is the full title of the movie, as per the song.
Yep, I like that.
In this one,
it's ironic.
Exactly, we'll get to that. It's a direct continuation of the other two movies, where Ricky, he's back, he's alive, and he's in a coma, and he's in a hospital, and he's got some kind of contraption on his head. It's got like metal around it with a glass dome, and you can see his brain and some water sloshing around.
It's so gross.
But it's kind of cool at the same time because you can see his brain.
Yeah, but it's just gross though.
Well, it's supposed to be. That's the reason
I
why it's
know.
done. And so he's there, and there's a girl who apparently has some psychic abilities.
Mm-hmm. But she doesn't really know.
No, no, she does. Like
I thought they said she didn't really know.
Well, they didn't know what they were trying to do was what she was doing, but she had premonitions before and stuff like that, right? And so they've brought her in to try and connect between her and Ricky, the coma patient. All for science, of course. Because, if you can connect with a coma patient, think of I don't know, what you need to develop psychics. Like his whole thing was he'd be able to, for people who are in comas and all that kind of stuff, think of what we'll learn and how we'll be able to help them. And I'm like, but if she's only able to do it because she's psychic,
Yeah.
then what is the science that's going on there?
No, there isn't.
Nothing really. But anyways, that's beside the point. She's blind, thus the better watch out thing, because she can't watch.
Not funny.
Not funny. So she does end up getting this psychic connection with Ricky in the coma, and wakes him up essentially. Mm-hmm. And
Not a good thing.
Not a good thing. So Ricky decides, you know what? I'm gonna kill some people. That's kind of what he does.
Yeah. It was.
But all the while, he just wants to get to her because connection. So that's essentially the story.
Yep.
Introduce all the characters, wake up the killer. Killer wants to get to her, kill people along the way. Yeah. One of the things that they decided to do in this movie was take a page out of number 2 and show a lot of number 1.
They didn't really show a lot.
Not like number 2.
No.
Number 2 essentially retold number 1 over. This one was more...
I think it was just to show that she could see what was
Yeah,
in
and
his
you know
head.
what? I got... You get that mostly when they're doing the experiment and stuff, and, there's... Because it's not just that, but it's included. But once she's disconnected from that, because it just sort of showed up a couple of times, but it didn't continue on, really. Right?
But see, I didn't
So
mind
it's kind of didn't make much sense after that. But no, it made sense, well, some sense.
Mm-hmm.
But, like they did new scenes, so
Yeah.
why'd they have to do the other? I don't know, whatever.
But it was probably also just to tie back to the first
It was a little bit, but the whole thing is like the doctor's asking, "What did you see? What did you see?" And she was just like, "Nothing." It was like, okay, well, wouldn't it have been better for her to have made that connection so you could actually explain out that part
Maybe
of
she
the story?
didn't want to. Maybe she didn't want to continue anymore or something, and she just thought, if I say something, maybe she didn't know what she was saying. I don't know.
I don't
Who
know.
knows? But that little bit showing from before, it didn't bother me. Because
not
of
like in the second
one showing like the whole first movie. So I was okay with these little snippets. That was fine.
Oh, it didn't sound like it every time it came up. Oh my god.
No, but... Yeah.
Every time. Honestly, I see the thought going through her head. She wasn't saying anything.
That's right.
She didn't do it, but she was like, again.
But I didn't say it.
No.
See? Uh-oh. Something going on there.
But she did. Yeah. Oh, we're connected. We got. But yeah, I knew that's exactly what was going through your head.
Yep.
The one thing about this film that I really, really liked compared to the other two is the cast. This actually has a name cast. Except for the main character. Who went on to do nothing.
But she was good in it. She
was,
you know.
Which was odd. Like, I mean, she's a pretty girl, played her part well. I mean, for her first role, as she's playing a blind person, it was all right. It wasn't great, but it was for this type of a film. I think it was above par, really, honestly. But yeah, she went on. Her name's Samantha Scully. She went on did Best of the Best which is a fighting movie, same year. Again, same type level of budget and stuff. I actually enjoyed that movie, but then she went on a few years later and did some vampire movie, and that was it. Nothing else. Done. Ricky, on the other hand, is played by Bill Moseley.
I'm supposed to know who that is? I forget.
You probably don't, but if anybody's into horror, they definitely do.
Oh, now I'm not into horror?
Texas Chainsaw Massacre Part 2?
I may have seen it. I saw
Chop
the first
Top.
one. No, I didn't see that.
No, that's the name of the character.
Oh. It could be a movie.
Night of the Living Dead remake from 1990.
I probably saw that.
Yeah.
That's something I would have seen.
That's a big thing. And then, of course, he comes back. He's had a big resurgence lately. So Rob Zombie put him through a lot of stuff. And if you look at the stuff Anchor Bay's putting out, or any of the modern horror films and such, he's like in all of them. He's like, honestly, if you pulled him up on IMDb, you would have to scroll through like 30 movies with question marks on them in terms of when their release dates are. Because they're all things that have kind of, hinted that he's going to be in it or attached him to it, but they aren't even made. Like, they're not even in production or anything like that. And it's funny, you just scroll through and it was like, oh my god, when am I going to get to a movie he's actually in that's been out? And I was like, oh, it's going to take a while because he's one of those guys who really had a character in really, really famous early horror films from 80s, 90s, and then people who who grew up with those, there's like, we're going to pull from that, and Bill Moseley is one of those guys, and yeah, he's, it's funny, it's not, just to get off on a tangent, when I met him, I had a Full Moon t-shirt on. One of the films that he's in is called Crash and Burn. He never got paid for it. It's a Charles Band Full Moon picture.
Oh no. Why did you wear that?
Well, I didn't know he didn't get paid.
Oh no.
But the first words out of his mouth were, "Do you work for Full Moon?" And I was like, "No, why?" Because he's like, "Because I never got paid." You sure you don't work for Full Moon?
You're not going to say yes then.
No, at this point, I was like, no, I'm just a fan of their movies. Like, oh yeah, I'm not a big fan of their movies. But it was awesome because I bought a whole bunch of stuff, including his albums and stuff like that. And then he basically signed a Crash and Burn picture that he didn't have for sale. He pulled it out of his private stash, and he was just like, you know what? This is my only copy. It's my film thing from it. He's like, it's all yours. He signed it and gave it to me. He didn't charge me for it. I was like, okay. I hope you get paid. So yeah, he was cool. He's an awesome guy. He's a really great guy to talk with. Another person that was in this film that I immediately recognized.
I knew his face.
You knew his face, but you couldn't figure, like, no matter what I told you where he was from, you couldn't really figure out who he was.
Well, there was a couple of them I knew.
Yeah, but yeah, it's Robert Culp. Now, that name's probably means nothing
exactly.
to you.
See?
Right? But the face may. And he is one of those guys who, just like most actors and such, is one episode here, 2 episodes, maybe up to 4 episodes of television series, right? Except he's been in all of them. But he did have big starring roles too. I Spy. If you watch that, that's really, really early, black and white. But for me, it's Greatest American Hero, which I grew up watching with my dad. Love it. A lot of fun, and that's where I knew him from. But I mean, I'm sure you've seen him. Cosby Show, Murder She Wrote, Matlock, Perry Mason. You name a show. I mean, he's still going. He's still working as these one-off characters in these shows. But yeah, I know him from The Greatest American Hero, and he's a very competent actor, and he has that look. He just has that look of he'll be a doctor or a lawyer or a cop or something like that. He's very distinguished. I'm because he's older, like he's still going. Like, I mean, he's still going. A Robot Chicken. He's worked in Robot Chicken and Gargoyles. He's done voice work and all this kind of stuff. Like, now he's playing grandpa roles, but he was older. Like, I mean, when this came out, he was white hair, older gentleman. But yeah, so it was awesome to see. It's one of those things where you forget when you watch these things until you rewatch them and go, oh yeah, I forgot he was in this movie. Because you really don't keep track of a career like his. But yeah, I was really surprised to see him when it popped up on the screen. I was like, oh yeah, that's cool. And then you didn't know who he was, really.
I knew his face.
Yeah.
I knew his face.
Anyways, what did you think about the movie?
Well, if you recall, I did not like number 1 or number 2. However, this one is my favorite.
What?
Yes, I told you you wouldn't like what I had to say. Because, first of all, it's got the psychic thing going on.
Yeah.
I like that.
Okay.
Second of all, it has very little to do with 1 or 2, which I also like. Like, it's like a movie in of its own, except for the fact that that guy was from the other movie, right? So it's a movie, like, if it had nothing to do with anything else, right, I probably would just watch it.
Okay,
right?
yeah.
Without connecting anything else. Because that's like a kind of movie that I like, kind of thing. So, I liked it. I mean, it's not like I thought it was a great movie or anything, because it isn't. But I did like it the most out of the 3. Surprised?
Kinda.
No, I did. I just found it to be, like a regular kind of movie. Nothing too weird. No, like...
Nothing too weird about the movie with the psychic guy with the brain showing.
There's nothing weird about the psychic thing. Okay? Let's get that straight.
Oh, man.
There isn't. No, I don't. I mean, the second one, just, the only thing, like, when people got killed, it wasn't really, and the other ones, there was a little bit funny, kind of stuff like that. This wasn't in it,
Yeah, no, there wasn't really any humor in this one.
No.
It was played pretty straight and pretty, kill, 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 and that's it. Yeah. And oddly enough, the kills were off screen.
No.
Yeah, for the most part. You don't see an actual kill. You see the aftermath. You see, I'm going to kill you, cut to something, aftermath.
But what about the brother?
There's like 12 bodies in the movie. You're going to bring up one?
Well...
No, but like for the most part, it's you don't actually see the actual kill. Clearly, I mean, most of that is probably budget. It could have been also for ratings, too. I don't know.
That didn't really bother me so much. And also, what I maybe liked about it also was, that there was a few times, not really scared me, but I was kind of like, oh, like surprised a bit. And like a little teeny bit, not scared. I don't want to say scared, but that I was just like, wasn't expecting it.
It is a darker
so much.
movie, right? Like number 2 is very bright. Number 1 is it's not really played for scares. It's more played for the idea that Santa's killing.
Yeah.
Right? So again, a lot of it's daytime. A lot of that happens at time or inside a building where the lights are on. Whereas this one, there's a lot of night.
Yeah.
Right?
So I found a few moments there where I was just not scared. I wouldn't say scared, but it was a little tense for me a little bit. That's what I would say. So
I definitely say yes. Definitely the out of the 3, this has the most tension and suspense built into it. But yeah, it's not a scary film.
No. But I like that. I like there to be a little bit of tension going on. That's what I like.
Yeah, I would say the makeup effects in this one are probably the better of the 3. But at the same time, like in the first one, you see the kills happen and you see them, and some of the kills in that one are really, really good in comparison to this one. But like I said, you got the brain thing going on, and that's throughout the entire movie. Though it's I'm sure it was just like a hat.
Yeah.
Pretty
cool
easy to
hat,
do.
though.
It was. I kind of want one.
It's too close to Christmas, Rob. I can't do anything now.
Next year. You sure? It's on my list, guys. Next year, brain hat. But yeah, and I mean like the amount of the blood stuff, and you get a lot of gashed throats and that kind of stuff going on. It wasn't not overly gory, not overly scary, but at the same time, it was more realistic in a sense. It wasn't campy.
Yeah.
It wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't. It wasn't garbage day.
Yeah.
Naughty. Like that wasn't there.
So glad
that was not there.
there.
There was none of that. None of that in this film, which is one of the reasons why I can understand why you would enjoy it. It's not the classic that is Silent Night, Deadly Night, but if you removed all of the flashback sequences to the first film and just played it sort of as a straight narrative that way, then I can understand.
Yeah, like if it was just on TV or something, I'd watch it,
Yeah.
So.
No, I hear you. It's I don't know. What would you rate it?
See, this is difficult because I kind of want to say 3 because I did like it, but I don't know if that's giving it too much because it's not a great movie, but to me it's just because I liked it more than the other ones, right? So if it was on its own, I don't know if I would give it a 3. It's because I hated the other 2.
Okay.
Well, not hated them, but way less than this one. And I think I gave those like a 2, 2.5 or something. So maybe 3 is right.
I don't know you gave number 2 that high.
I didn't give it a 1. I would have given it at least a 2, I think. Really? I think it was a 2.
I don't remember.
But yeah, so I'm probably gonna go with 3.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go quite to a 3. I think a 2.5 is what I would go with this film.
But I would see myself liking it more than you anyway.
Yeah. I just think they're. Yeah, I mean, there's more that could have been done, but again, like I said, I seem to look at this film and I'm thinking they've cut back either due to budget or due to trying to keep it, the ratings, right? Like you want to keep it so that it doesn't get too bad, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, the kills, there was lots of kills, but none of them.
Or anything.
No, nothing was memorable, which is kind of disappointing for a film of this nature. If it didn't have the, Silent Night, Deadly Night attached to it, it probably would have been one of those films that everybody forgot.
Yeah.
Completely. Because there's
that's
nothing.
The thing. If it was on TV, I'd watch it like once and then wouldn't remember.
Yeah, you'd almost say it had almost like a made for TV type type horror film,
like,
right? I mean, I don't know. Some of these, I don't know if they were made for TV. If any of the Silent Nights were made for TV,
but that's what it seems like.
They were direct to videos. They were direct to videos,
yeah.
definitely. I think from this point on, they're all direct to video.
So that's what I would base my rating on, is because it's like that kind of movie. Not that it was like some big hit in the theaters or something,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
'Cause, yeah. When it goes straight to video, usually they're not that great.
No, but they can still be very entertaining. And I didn't see. That's the thing. I just there wasn't anything memorable about this movie.
I'm not basing my rating on that. It was good for one time.
It's good for one time, eh? It's a good one night stand.
That's right. I wouldn't do it again.
Yeah.
So don't ask me to watch it again.
No, next year.
I said I'm not doing it again.
Yeah, well, there you go. That is Silent Night, Deadly Night.
So would you like recommend somebody to watch it? You didn't say.
I gave it a 2.5.
Yeah, but you say, oh yeah, go watch it, and it's like really bad.
I would only recommend watching this like we are now as an epic 5-movie marathon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All in a row. Silent Night, Deadly Night. Do it up. With lots of booze.
We did not.
No.
No.
They should.
Oh my god.
This is the recommendation portion of the video.
Maybe for the first two.
Get the eggnog and the rum. Put them together.
I never
Put it
had that.
in your mouth hole. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Until next time, take care. Have a good one.